Greetings, Basic Brian here. I'm going to do a little video on my catch-up series that looks at a game that was released within the last 5 years and makes impressions on myself for about 2 hours of gameplay. So today I'm going to talk about a game that came out last year, Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. This is actually a remake of a 90s Super Famicom Japanese RPG released by Squaresoft, part of the Saga series. And it's basically a remake, so it's kind of a new game, but it takes the story and kind of structure of the first game, I believe. And this is a very dense time for JRPGs or RPGs coming out. There was like two Mario RPGs that came out. The Mario and Luigi Brothership, and the remake of Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and also a remake of Dragon Warrior 3 came out. I was thinking of buying all of these, but ultimately I just decided to pre-order this game, Romancing Saga, and I got it, and I just have it digital, but I actually pre-ordered it. And and I just have an interest in the Saga series. I'm not a connoisseur yet, and I'm also a fan of Final Fantasy II, which Resonant Arc says is basically the start of the Saga games. So Final Fantasy II Japan, that is, not Final Fantasy IV for the SNES back in the 90s. And this game is just basically a very regal medieval RPG that has a misleading story because it says Revenge of the Seven, and in the prologue, the intro, it says the seven were heroes, and it seems like in this game the seven are kind of the bad guys, so it's hard to say what's going on with the story, so that's interesting. And your royalty, I think the main character is Gerard, but you also play as his father Leon and some of the other knights in his command. One is very armored, and the other two are stronger, but the armored guy is actually pretty weak, but he can take a lot of damage. And I've only played 3 dungeons so far in this game and played a little bit in the town. And the world map is actually one of those world maps where you just kind of select locations instead of exploring on foot. So I'm on the 3rd dungeon now, and Gerard, the main character, has expectations of being a warrior, but he seems like kind of a more booksy kind of guy. He's not a natural warrior like his brother. And so there's a little tension, and he's supposed to kind of carry on the legacy, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. But when you get done with the 2nd dungeon, his brother is either defeated by one of the legendary 7 monster hero things, and basically we're trying to get revenge now in the 3rd dungeon because some of the monsters struck this town and mansion. So that's where I'm at now. And this is another game where you see the enemies before you get into battle. I think the original Romancing Saga is like this, and this game here, Saga Frontier, is like it as well. This is a PS1 part of the series. So that's basically where I'm at now. There's a lot of nice kind of modern touches, and the environments are interesting and a little more intricate, and you can jump, and it's 3rd person, and you got camera control as well, so it's kind of like Beyond the Steel Sky in that way. It's kind of taking the regular, I guess, third person camera kind of thing. And so that's basically all I have for now, but I'm not in love with the game yet, but there are some interesting things about it. Like, I don't know if there's going to be some kind of turn with the family, the royal family, and the king and all that. So, because the way it's presented in the beginning, so that's interesting. So I kind of like the character of Gerard, how he's more bookish, more of an intellect than a fighter. So that's interesting. Otherwise, the other characters don't have a lot of dimensions yet. They're just kind of interesting in battle. In the Saga style, you learn things over time by randomly choosing things or choosing similar things with other characters. And I just see a lot of flashy kind of like indicators for what works, kind of like in the Persona games, like Persona 5. So that's pretty nice. And the Saga games are kind of known for being not very accessible. So this game is trying to remedy that a bit. So that makes it more of an easy game to play. So that's a nice thing, unlike this game here. But this game, part of the fun of it is kind of getting lost in the weird translation that isn't quite there fully developed, but there's still intrigue in that. But this game, Romancing Saga, is definitely more presented with voice acting, not entirely, but I think it's probably more polished. So that's Romancing Saga. I still enjoy the weird things like this, but Romancing Saga is something I invested in, but I put it off. But I've enjoyed what I played so far. Thank you for watching, and you can get it on Steam as well, so probably other consoles. Romancing Saga, check out the Saga series. All the best. Cheers.